Hello everyone and welcome to this week's episode of P&Q. This is the question and answer series where I answer your questions or comment on your comments, whatever. And I do it every week. Now, for those of you living in England, I'm sure you're aware that this Monday is a bank holiday. Therefore, I am recording this episode on the Friday once again. So, if you've posted a comment or question or emailed me after today, it's not going up on this episode, obviously, because I'm recording it now. So yeah, because on the Monday I'm probably going to be too busy to be making videos or doing anything hobby related. Probably. Anything that does go up will probably have been pre-recorded, because I like to keep a couple of videos on the back burner, as it were, for that. Yeah, so beginning then, as I said, this is the question and answer series where you get to question or comment. You can do that one of two ways. Pop your question or comment down below in the comment section, or you can email me directly at miniwarzone@gmail.com. Again, I'll leave a link in the video description below of this video. Just make sure you put P&Q at the top of, or at the start of your email, because I get a lot of emails now, and some of them aren't, well, most of them aren't P&Q related, to be honest. Just so that I know, because I'm not the most organised of people. I try. So looking at it, let's just have a look here. I've printed them out. I've got just 3 pages of stuff here. Blah, blah, blah. Now, do I go with emails first or comments from last week first? I think I'll go with the comments from last week first. Then I'll come back to the emails after. Because I feel like, I don't know, I've got my cup of coffee, because I do tend to lose my voice a lot doing these, I don't know why. You might hear dogs barking, but postman's been, so it isn't him. Alright, so moving on then, we're starting with Idic Beer. He says, this is from the question last week, it has to be Schwarzenegger. Much better films for me anyway. This was Cruange Lasilicus's question, Schwarzenegger or Stallone, and I said Stallone. Idic Beer says, it has to be Schwarzenegger. Much better films for me anyway. My question is, do you follow any hobby related blogs, and if so, which ones? No, not really. Although if you can recommend any, I'm well up for that. I just don't know how to start with it, to be truthful. But yeah, if you can recommend me a good one, that'd be cool. So Schwarzenegger, eh? I don't know. War Games says, great answers again. Although I'd have shouted Arnie. Lol. What is it with Arnie? Look. I'm going to say 2 words, okay? 2 words, and then, you know, I rest my case. Kindergarten cop. There. I rest my case. Question is, what would you like to see in a game store that you don't normally? Obvious reason why. I'd like to see a big sign that says 85% off for any YouTuber whose name begins with the word mini. Joke. I don't know. What I'd like to see? Just good stock, really. A wide variety. Not necessarily everything of each manufacturer, but just something that tells me as a customer, yes, you deal in that. Or you can get hold of it, or you might have some knowledge of it. For instance, I might go into a shop looking for some, say, War Machine stuff, say a starter set. I see that they do, they haven't got any, but they do have some War Machine figures or books. So I think to myself, well, they must be able to get hold of it for me, or give me some idea or info or advice about it. So I then would be inclined to ask, probably place an order if that was the case. So just something that says you stock this type of thing, glue or something, you know, paintbrushes. With that, you may just want to, I don't know, I'm not a businessman. I'm sure you worked it all out before. I started off, Mini Warzone started off as a stall selling stuff at fairs and fetes and things like that. We did, I've still got some of it left, airfix kits, generalistic glues, generalistic hobby tools, you know, like cheap cutters. I've got, hang on a minute, see if I can find, yeah, just like generalistic cutters and things like that, you know, the £2 ones, £3 ones, stuff like that. Oh, what have I got here? Anything? Just Model Makes primer, you know, just stuff like that. Flock and basing materials, bits of cork. Oh, I'm trying to think now what I used to sell. Oh, rulers. You know, rulers. Still got some of them left. Rulers. I've got cheap brushes, palettes. You know, the sort of stuff that you would use for just mixing up your old, or you're mixing up your paints, globbing it out the pots, or for using on terrain and things like that. You know, stuff to build terrain with. Books, like a few books. And the gaming area is good, but I do prefer a gaming area to be separate from the shop. Like I think you said yours is going to be, which is so much better. I think the shop should be a shop, not a gaming. That kind of puts me off a little. There's 2 shops in my town centre. Both have gaming areas in the shop. Games Workshop being one of them, but that's Games Workshop, so you know what to expect there. But the other one is like full of like people playing these card games like Magic and different things, and you almost feel that it's busy. It attracts people, but it makes you feel kind of you're not wanted there, kind of thing, and no one's in. They are interested in what you do, but it makes you feel like no one's interested in what you want or what you're looking for. Or they haven't got the time to deal with you, kind of thing. And it's noisy, and but that's just me. But as a personal thing, I don't like a lot of noise. I like good displays, though. I love looking at the displays and thinking, wow, because downstairs in that shop they've got awesome displays, and I can just stand there for hours looking at them. They're models and they're all painted up nice, and it gives me such ideas. And I look at something and I think, I want to get that. I want to get that. Do they sell it here? They must do this. Got it as a display model, you know, my Imperial Knight, things like that. I think they got one painted up beautifully. I want to paint it like that. Go and find out what paints they used, how they painted it, all that kind of thing. I'm going off on a tangent here. But yeah. Going back to the original question, what do I want to see in a game store that you don't normally? Just most game stores do keep everything that I normally require. I like notice boards too, because you always see things about conventions or gaming tabletop sales or various other things like that, or meeting up for games, people just trying to find other players in their area, get more players in, and then they go to your store then hopefully. Yeah, that's one I need to think about, like over course of a week or something, and really think about that. But I'll be checking out your online store for sure, and everybody else should too. Check it out, War Games, and he's doing a Kickstarter as well, and I want to do something on that later as well. Let's all help Martin out here. Let's get this off the ground. You know you want to. I'll get back to this. P&Q. Right. Courage the Silicus. That's how I'm saying it because I don't know how to say it. And I know you've told me, and it's and you says great P&Q again. Van Damme or Segal? Oh man, you give me the hardest questions. I can't. Van Damme or Segal? I mean, I used to watch them. Was it back in the 90s when they were popular? I think they're still both going, but I think the 90s when they were really popular. I've got to choose one. I'm gonna go with Van Damme then, just because. I've got films of theirs downstairs still in my collection of each. I'm gonna go with Van Damme. Van Damme. Yeah. From sort of Bloodsport onwards, it was good. But pre-Bloodsport films weren't that great. But yeah, Segal, I think his finest moment was what's the one? Under Siege. One on the boat, the ship. Sorry. These nautical people will get upset from me calling a big ship a boat. The one on the ship. That was good. Yeah, I'm going with Van Damme though. Right. James and his stuff says, cool vid. Cool comment. Alrighty. Ian Webb, this is the last one I think, last one of the comments over there. Ian Webb says, what's your thoughts about the new Zombicide game due out on Kickstarter later this year? Set in what looks like a dungeon. You're referring to Black Plague, I think. And it looks amazing. It looks awesome. The miniatures look really cool. You know, it's got magic and fantasy, and you know, it's set in a different thing, but with zombies. Similar, nearly identical game mechanics, I think, and it just looks awesome. There's so much stuff for the Zombicide that you can get. I think it's one of the most widely cared for games out there, and that's great, you know. I mean, I haven't touched Zombicide with regards to painting for a while. I've got season 2 up there. It just keeps calling my name. Peter, I need paint on me, on my miniatures. But I can't, you know, because it takes a lot of time to get a season done, as you know. Just like a basic gaming standard, and there's a lot of miniatures involved, but it's such an awesome game. It looks great when you put it up on the tabletop. I love it. Great game, great game. And there's so many things you can get for it. I've got my eye on the crows now. They're probably pants game-wise, but they just look cool. Why not? Anyway. Dogs are working out fine, companion dogs, but once I get the zombie dogs, things will change again, and the kind of gameplay changes, the style. You've got to really rethink your moves and your tactics. It's really, really good. But anyway, yeah, Black Plague looks amazing. Anyway, that's all the comments, so I'm going to the emails now. Starting with... Right. So as I've... Probably, I don't think I've said in this one, but what I usually always say is emails are anonymous. So I never reveal names on emails. I just read out your email or the main gist of it, because sometimes there's things on it which bear no relevance. Here's actually my first cup of coffee. Oh, that's better. Sorry, anyway, you don't want to see me drinking a cup of coffee. Okay, so the first email is, I've got 1, 2, 3 emails? I don't know. Let's go through them. Okay. Blah, blah, blah. Yep. My question is, has doing YouTube vids ever got to you and made you feel like you shouldn't bother doing them? I ask as I seem to be going backwards with my channel and have stagnated since I started 18 months ago. I got to 30 subs really fast, had questions and discussions with my viewers, received really good feedback, but about 6 months ago this all stopped and I have done nothing but lose the subs I'm getting since. I have lost over 54 subs in my 18 months and am on around 35 at the moment. So as you can tell, I've really not got anywhere. Plus, now I'm averaging about 6 to 7 views a video, so even those 35 aren't really watching. I just feel a bit jaded, and I ain't asking for 1,000 subs or views. Going back to 20 to 30 would be nice, as it helps me feel like people are at least a bit interested. It just makes me wonder why I should bother carrying on if no one is interested. And I'm wondering if you've ever felt like that and your thoughts on if I should continue or not. Blah blah blah. Yeah, I can't give you a quick shout out here on this one either because you've specifically asked me not to mention your channel, which is fair enough. Have I ever felt? Yeah, sure. I've become a bit despondent in the past at times when my subscriber level. See, subscribers. It's not really the important thing as far as YouTube is concerned. It's views. But in order to get your views, usually you need the subscribers. And yeah, I felt a bit it's plateaued. It's not going anywhere. But I've been fortunate that it has continued at a steady pace, I suppose you'd call it. What can I say? I mean, we've had email exchange, and I've told you some of my thoughts, although it was an epic email I sent you. That isn't everything I think. That was just most of what I think. And I gave you some feedback, what I thought from my perspective would help. So I think if you take that on board, I think it will be a big help to you as far as that's concerned. But the main thing you got to think: does making videos? Do you find it fun? Do you find it a chore? For me, I find it hugely fun. I love doing it. I love making videos. The fact that people are actually watching them, that's a huge bonus. That's a big bonus. But to be truthful, if no bugger watched them, I'd still make videos. I would still make videos. Depends why you make videos. I mean, I use mine as a focus. It's a focus for my MS. I forget about it. I feel like a normal person when I'm making my videos or playing games, doing my thing, meeting people. Takes away my I forget about the symptoms I get, the tingling and numbness in my hands and extremities, and you know, sometimes I feel too fatigued to be able to do these things, but but there's always another type of video you can do, a more chilled out, relaxing one. And this video here, this series I do, the P&Q, requires no editing at all. So I just download it to my computer and then upload it to YouTube, and that's it. I put a thumbnail on it, a cover, and you don't need any fancy software for that. Just take a picture yourself, put it on there, just put the same one on. Or if you're doing a series about, I don't know, blood angels, take a picture of a blood angel, or get one off the internet. Just download it to your computer. Yeah, there's thousands out there, millions. You don't need all that stuff. Some videos I do feel require music, sound. I think good sound is the most important thing on a video. Good sound, followed by good lighting. Then you go into all the other things like composition. Like I try and keep myself kind of centered here, a little bit of a gap between my head and the top of the screen. things like that. Some videos are you over here and you're kind of doing it, or you're up here, or you're down here, and that's not good. It's not great. But yeah, like I said, good sound, good lighting, good composition, good content, and that's yeah, but you just got to do the videos for you. I do these videos for me. I've always done the videos for me, but now I'm also doing them for you guys as well. Also, you know, I've been requested. I've been asked, when am I going to give my thoughts on, or when are we going to see my version of the Fat Frank's videos, rivers, roads that I was going on about, using the gasket rubber, and I've got to do that. Someone has specifically asked me to do that, and I want to do that. It's just finding time. I mean, you've said yourself to me in your email, I think it was your last email, you don't have a lot of hobby time, and that's a shame. Just grab what you can. If you're able to make videos for another time, to just put them on the back burner, just do that, and then upload them as and when, then, can't you? Like, I'm making this video on the Friday, but it's going up on Monday, so it'll be Monday by the time anybody sees it. Yeah. I felt despondent. Yes, I have, but I've also got myself up on Twitter now. I mean, I've been on Facebook anyway, and Google Plus fairly recently. I'm on Twitter as well now, and I'm finding you share your videos on there as well. Other people, it reaches other people, and they think, "Oh, I'll check his channel out. Yeah, that video is okay. I'll check his channel," and then they come through. I think I've had a couple of subscribers looking at my, and you've got to look at your demographics and your analytics on your YouTube. It's a great analytics tool there. See where your traffic's coming from. And a couple of them seem to be coming from other sources, so I'm thinking it might be Twitter. Especially seeing as the people concerned are on Twitter, and that's what I'm thinking. Yeah. I'm trying to remember what else I said to you. I like channels that put regular content. Regular content is a must for me. It might not be for everyone's cup of tea, but for me, regular content. If people haven't done anything for more than 6 months, I'm thinking, well, they're obviously having a big break. I'll come back to them at another time, and I'll just move on to the next channel that I find that's putting regular content up. Because I like to see what people are doing now. I like to see what people are up to. It gives me ideas, because you find these channels and you go on their video list. Last video 2 years ago. Okay, it's not to say they won't ever put another video up, but the chances are it's not going to be for a while, and the stuff that's on there is usually pretty outdated. If you're talking rules and things like that for a game, say Warhammer, they're talking about 5th edition rules, how it's changed the meta and all this kind of stuff. You can, well, that's irrelevant now. You know, I wanna see videos about 7th edition, the latest stuff, or the newest model, the newest codex, what your thoughts are, all that kind of gear, you know. And think of new ideas for series. Look at your strengths, look at your views, look at your videos, what gets the most views. Do that kind of thing. Play to your strengths. You know, I mean, I haven't got the time or the place yet to set up to do full battle reports, which I'm wanting to do. I'm desperately wanting to do. The only way I could do it would be to go to a club and do it. But when I'm at a club, I want to play. You know, it's hard. It's definitely hard. But I hope you find some help. Any more to help you, just email me again. Drop me an email. I hope you found my answers helpful. Moving on. Hi Pete. Last week, when you mentioned that you were on Twitter, you rolled your eyes at the camera, and I wondered why. Twitter is a great social media platform, and I have found that it helps me immensely in my networking. Yeah, absolutely. I've just been saying that. No, if I rolled my eyes, it was at my own. Oh, it's taken me this long to get on there. I'm a dinosaur. I really am. When it comes to social networking and all that kind of gear, I am a total dinosaur. I'm like, oh, I should have done this ages ago, you know. But oh, it's all these things I've got to do. So I wasn't rolling my eyes at Twitter. I was rolling my eyes at myself, at my own stupidity. Hey Pete, do you have any hobbies outside of miniature wargaming? Yes, I enjoy music, primarily making music. My main instrument of choice is bass guitar. I'm a bass guitar player and I've been in several bands. Now I play music with my wife. We go out as a duo. She sings and I play bass, and we play two backing tracks and different things, and I do a little bit of singing but nothing like what she does. I play other instruments too, but my main instrument of choice is bass guitar. I like to be the guy that sets the rhythm and gets the head tapping or the foot tapping, and or the head nodding rather. Yeah, sets the groove. Yeah, I like all that. And that is it. Yes, yeah. All my emails and questions and comments. So, thank you very much for watching. Well done for making it through to the end. I think it's a bit longer this time. If you've got any questions or comments, pop them down below or email me at miniwarzone@gmail.com if you want to remain anonymous, and I will ask your question or say your comment in an anonymous manner. You can ask through me. So until then, all it remains for me to say is remember, all brushes lead to war, and happy wargaming. See you guys.